Hey, good afternoon. On this very last day of Hanukkah. It's always hard to say goodbye to Hanukkah. It's hard to say goodbye to celebrations. The time of giving, the time of hope, to light, to warmth, to joy. How do we retain this light of Hanukkah and make sure that the light that we kindle every single day permeates the rest of our winter and throughout our life? You know, today's so of course we know, as we spoke a few days ago, that Shmona 8 represents the 8th dimension. 7 is nature, and 8, Shmona, represents the 8th dimension. But Shmona is also the same letters as Neshama, which is our soul, because the essence of our soul and of our godliness is that we never give up, we never stop till we light every corner of the dark world, till the entire menorah is lit, till every single candle is lit, every soul is inspired to be better, to be kinder, to be more spiritual, to be more in tune with its godliness. You know, there's a remarkable story with a disciple of the famous Ruzhiner Rebbe. The Ruzhiner Rebbe was a Rebbe in the 19th century in Russia, and he was a remarkable saintly man. And he had a disciple who was a poor guy. This man was literally a pauper. He had daughters to marry, sons to send to yeshiva, children to feed, a wife who needed a home to be taken care of. He had no money. And his mother kept on nudging him. She says, you know, Yankel, you have an uncle who lives in Vienna. He's a super uber wealthy man. Get yourself a nice fancy tie. Get a nice suit. Hire a coach wagon. Travel to Vienna. Your uncle, I'm sure, will help you. Look how poor you are. Yankel didn't want to go. But as it got harder and harder, he couldn't feed his family, couldn't pay for a dowry for his daughters. His wife, his mother were pushing him. He decided to listen. He bought a beautiful tie, and he got himself a custom-made suit, and he hired a horse and buggy, and he started traveling to Vienna. He traveled for a couple of hours, and he had a change of heart. He takes off his tie. He tells the coach to turn back around. He's coming back home. He comes back home. His wife says, "What are you doing in the house? I thought you were going to Vienna." He says, "I changed my mind." So his wife says, "Why did you change your mind? Why did you go to Vienna to your uncle?" He says, "Listen." He says, "I had 3 questions. The first question was, is my uncle still alive? I haven't spoken to him in a while. I haven't gotten a telegram. Is he still alive? My second question is, even if my uncle is still alive, is my uncle rich? Who knows? Maybe he lost his money. Not everyone stays rich forever. And even if my uncle's rich, who says he's going to want to help me?" So you know what I decided? I decided to have trust in Hashem. It was like God to have all these 3 answers, all these 3 questions answered. First of all, I know God's alive. I know God continues to run this world. Secondly, I know God's wealthy. God has whatever he wants. And thirdly, I know God will help me. A month or 2 later, a neighbor of his knocks on the door and says, "You know, I was drafted to the army. There's no one I can trust here. I have a treasure buried in my backyard. If I don't come back in a month, the treasure is yours. You can have it. I know you won't touch it till then." A month goes by, he waits another month, 2 months goes by, he goes and digs it up, and he finds a treasure of so much money that he'll be able to live comfortably for the rest of his life. But he's not sure. He says, "What happens if the guy's an honest man?" He says, "What happens if he comes back in 3 months or in 4 months? Yes, he told me I could have it, but what do I do?" So he decides to travel to the Ruzhiner Rebbe, to his Rebbe. Travels to his Rebbe, and as he comes to his Rebbe, he opens the door, and his Rebbe looks at him and says in Yiddish, "The Eibishter left, God lives. The Eibishter is right, God is rich. And the Eibishter did together, and God gave you a gift to take care of you." My friends, the Hanukkah menorah is burning. All 8 candles are still alight. the story, the miracle of Hanukkah, the miracle that even when we don't have the things we need, we trust and we know that God is living, that God is wealthy enough to give all of us what He needs, and that God cares about us and will take care of us. You know, last week I got a call, a text that a guy at the VA hospital, and he says, Rabbi, I need your help. I don't know him, I never met him. I said, how'd you get my number? He says, someone gave me your cell number. He says, I work on the floor here in the VA hospital. And you know, he says, all the floors by the main desk, there's all these holiday decorations and celebrations. But there's no menorah. There's only one menorah downstairs, but a lot of the patients don't even make it. He says, a lot of the patients, they don't even make it downstairs, and they need hope, they need optimism, positivity. He says, Rabbi, can you help me? Can you find someone that will sponsor a menorah to go on each of the floors of the VA hospital so the patients can see the lights and have the hope? And of course, we right away arranged it because God would take care of it. But it reminded me of what the holiday's about. The hope, the faith, the optimism. God is alive. God is wealthy. God will provide for each and every one of us. Happy Zot Chanukah. This is Chanukah. May the lights instill, may the lights illuminate your lives and your and keep you warm and keep you happy.